Bienvenue sur Joylearning TV. Nous sommes ici une fois encore pour apprendre le français. Welcome to Joylearning TV. We are here to learn French. I am your facilitator, Patricia Abuchi. Nous allons commencer avec la révision de la leçon passée. In our previous lesson, we learned that adjectives are words that modify or talk about nouns or pronouns. We also learned that there were so many types of adjectives, but we took one group, which is the possessive adjectives, and we looked at that. We also learned that these possessive adjectives are words that are used to talk about ownership or possession. We also learned the possessive adjectives that we have in French. And we learned that they are mon, ma, mes, ton, ta, tes, son, sa, c'est, notre, nos, votre, vos, leur. Mon, ma, mes, we learned as my. Ton, ta, te, we learned as your singular. Son, sa, c'est, we learned as his or her or its. Notre, no, we learned as our. Votre, vos, we learned as your plural. And then leur, we learned as their. We also learned that when we are using or talking about the possessive adjectives in French, the gender and number of the owner did not really matter. In fact, still does not really matter. But what really matters, or what is really considered, is the gender and number of the noun being talked about. I believe you have remembered. Yes. Now, in our lesson for today, we are going to learn about the interrogative adjectives in French. We are going to take another group of adjectives which is the interrogative adjectives and look at them. As we did in our last or previous lesson, we tried to go back to our class 1 English lesson to say what or to remember what adjectives are. And we said adjectives, or an adjective is a word that is used to modify or talk about a noun or pronoun or a noun phrase. Now, back to the interrogative adjectives for our lesson today. They are one group of adjectives among others. And we use these adjectives when we are asking someone to make a choice between two or more things. So when you are giving someone the options of making a choice, these are the adjectives that you use. Now let's look at some characteristics of these interrogative adjectives. They are used in place of articles, not with them. They are used in place of articles, not with them. And I believe you remember the articles in French. We have the definite articles, the indefinite articles, the partitive articles. Yes, so they are always used to replace them, but not used together with them. They are also placed directly in front of a noun. So they always precede a noun. They also have to always agree in number and in gender with the noun being talked about. Now, the interrogative adjectives we have in French are: for masculine singular, we have quel. Feminine singular, we have quelle. Masculine plural, we have quel. Feminine plural, we have quelle. The first one, which is masculine singular, which is quel. So the quel here means either which or what. So in some cases it will mean which, in some cases it will mean what. Now let's see how the quel is used with nouns in some sentences. Il doit regarder quel film? Il doit regarder quel film? He must watch which film? He must watch which film or what film? So the film, which is our noun being talked about here, is a masculine singular noun. That is why we are using the masculine singular which or what, and that is the quel. Another sentence with quel being used in it is: tu préfères quel stylo? Tu préfères quel stylo? Which pen do you prefer? Which pen or what pen do you prefer? Now, stylo, as you can see on your screen, is a masculine singular noun. So we have to use the masculine singular quel. Elle a choisi quel sac? Elle a choisi quel sac? She has chosen which bag, or which bag has she chosen? So the sac is a masculine singular noun. So we have to use the masculine singular form of the which or what. Le professeur parle de quel garçon? Le professeur parle de quel garçon? The teacher is speaking about which student? Which boy, sorry. The teacher is talking about which boy? So the garçon, as you know, is a masculine singular noun. So it has to go with the masculine singular form of the which or what, which is the quel. Next we have maman vend quel fruit? Maman vend quel fruit? Mama sells which fruit? Or mama sells what fruit? So the fruit is a masculine singular noun, which has to go with the masculine singular form of the which or what, which is quel. Now, let's look at the feminine singular form of the which or what, which is quel. Tout le monde, quel. Now we are going to look at some simple sentences in which we have used the quel to form sentences. So the first sentence is quelle heure est-il? Quelle heure est-il? What is the time? Or what says the time? Now the heure is the noun we are talking about in this sentence, and it is a feminine singular noun. So we have used the feminine singular form of the which or what, which is quel. Another example with the use of the quel is Essie parle de quelle dame? Essie parle de quelle dame? Essie is talking about which lady, or which lady is Essie talking about? So the dame is a feminine singular noun which has to agree with a feminine singular which or what, which is quel. Next we have tu as choisi quelle chemise? Tu as choisi quelle chemise? Which shirt have you chosen? Or you have chosen which shirt? Now the chemise is a feminine singular noun which has to agree with the feminine quelle. So we have quelle, which is the feminine singular form of the which or what. The next example with quelle is le professeur enseigne dans quelle classe? Le professeur enseigne dans quelle classe? So we have the class, which is a feminine singular noun agreeing with the feminine singular form of the which or what. La fille a choisi quelle robe? La fille a choisi quelle robe? The girl has chosen which dress, or which dress has the girl chosen? So the robe, which is the noun being talked about here, is a feminine singular noun which is agreed with the quelle, which is the feminine singular form of the which or what. Now let's go to the plural forms. We first of all take the plural form of the masculine. So we have the masculine plural. And for the masculine plural, we have quelle, which is on your screen. So this quelle on your screen also means which or what. Now let's look at some simple sentences with the use of this quelle. The first example is l'homme a vu quel film? L'homme a vu quel film? The man has watched or has seen which films? Or which films has the man watched or seen? So the film is a masculine plural noun which has to agree with the masculine plural which or what, and which is quel. So we have l'homme a vu quel film. The next example with the use of quel is quels enfants sont dans la salle? Quels enfants sont dans la classe? Which children are in the class? Or what children are in the class? Now, enfant is the noun being talked about in this sentence, and it is a masculine plural noun. That is why we are using the masculine plural form of the which or what, which is quel. Next, we have sa femme vend quel fruit? Sa femme vend quel fruit? Can you identify the noun being talked about in this sentence? Yes, it is fruit. Yes, and fruit on your screen is ending with an S, and that makes it a plural noun. So, fruit is a masculine plural noun, and therefore it has to agree with the masculine plural form of the which or what, which is quel. Next, we have quels vendeurs sont au marché? Quels vendeurs sont au marché? Which sellers are in the market, or what sellers are in the market? The noun being talked about here is, can I hear someone saying it? Yes, vendeur. And the vendeur is a masculine plural noun. That is why it is being used with the masculine plural form of the which or what, which is quel. Our next example with the use of quel is Kofi porte quels habits? Which dress or which uniform is Kofi wearing? Which dress is Kofi wearing? So, the habit, which is a masculine plural noun, has to agree with the masculine plural form of the which or what. Now we will look at the feminine plural form of the which or what, which is quel. Répétez, quel. So quel on your screen is the feminine plural form of which or what. Now we are going to look at some examples with the use of quel. The first one, as you can see on your screen, is Madame Mensa vend quelle robe? Madame Mensa vend quelle robe? Madame Mensa sells which dresses or what dresses? So the robe, as you can see, is a feminine plural noun. Therefore, it has to agree in number and in gender with the quel or the which or what. So the quel, which is the feminine plural form of the which or what, is the one we will use because that is what will agree with the robe. The next example is Le menuisier a fabriqué quelle table? Le menuisier a fabriqué quelle table? Which tables did the carpenter construct? Or the carpenter constructed which tables or made which tables? So the table which is a feminine plural noun, is agreeing with the quel, which is also the feminine plural form of the which or what. Next, we have quelles villes sont plus jolies? Quelles villes sont plus jolies? Which towns are the most nice or the most beautiful? So the ville, which is the noun being talked about here, and which is a feminine plural noun, is agreeing with the quelle, which is the feminine plural form of the which or what. The next example with the use of quelle is quelles images achètes-tu? Quelles images achètes-tu? Which or what images are you buying? So the image, which is the noun being talked about in this sentence on your screen, is agreeing with the quelle, which is the feminine plural form of which or what, because the image is a feminine plural noun. Our next example with the use of quelle is quelles histoires incroyables. What incredible or unbelievable stories. So the histoire, which is a feminine plural noun, is agreeing with the feminine plural form of the which or what, which is the quelle. If you have really followed me in the lesson, I would like you to try your hands on the following examples on your screen. So, complétez avec quel, 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 ou quel. That is, complete with quel, 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 or quel. Now, the first one for you to try your hands on is Dash est la capitale de la France. Dash est la capitale de la France. Try to use the correct interrogative adjective to fill in the blank space in the sentence on your screen. So, Dash est la capitale de la France will be quelle est la capitale de la France? What is the capital of France? And it will be quelle, that is feminine singular, because la capitale is a feminine singular noun, and it has to agree with whichever form of the quelle we will use. So, because it is a feminine singular noun, we have to use the feminine singular form of the which or what, which is the quelle. Good. The next exercise for you to try your hands on is Dash est votre nom. Dash est votre nom. Dash is your name. Dash is your name. So try and fill in with the correct interrogative adjective. So Dash est votre nom becomes quel est votre nom? The noun being talked about here is nom, which is a masculine singular noun. Because it is a masculine singular noun, we have to use a masculine singular form of the which or what, which is quel. So it will become quel est votre nom? What is your name? Next, we have dash sont vos sports préférés. Dash sont vos sports préférés. Which are your favorite sports? Which are your favorite sports? I believe you are trying your hands on it at home. Now let's try and see if you had it correct. Dash sont vos sports préférés becomes quels sont vos sports préférés? It will be quel because the sport, which is a masculine plural noun, has to agree with the quel we will use. So we'll have to use a masculine plural quel, which is quel on your screen in red. So quels sont vos sports préférés? Which or what are your favorite or preferred sporting activities or sports? Next, we have dash est votre profession. Dash est votre profession. Try your hands on it and let's see if you have really understood. Dash est votre profession will be quelle est votre profession? It will be quelle because the noun being talked about here is profession and it is a feminine singular noun. Profession is a feminine singular noun. So we have to use the feminine singular form of the which or what, which is the quelle. Un autre exemple, vous venez de dash pays. Vous venez de dash pays. You are to use the correct interrogative adjective. So it will be, vous venez de quel pays? Vous venez de quel pays? We will use quel masculine singular because pays, which is the noun we are talking about, is a masculine singular noun. So, vous venez de quel pays means, which country do you come from? Try your hands on this sentence on your screen as well. Dash sont les exercices pour aujourd'hui. Dash sont les exercices pour aujourd'hui. Use the correct interrogative adjective. So it will be, quels sont les exercices pour aujourd'hui? Quels sont les exercices pour aujourd'hui? And the noun being talked about in this sentence is exercise, which is a feminine plural noun. And therefore, it has to agree with a feminine plural form of the which or what, which is the quelle. The last but not the least exercise for you lovely kids out there to try your hands on is tu as dash âge. Tu as dash âge. Now let's see if you had it correct. Tu as dash âge will be tu as quel âge. Âge is a masculine singular noun, and therefore we have to use a masculine singular form of the which or what, which is the quel. So tu as quel âge is how old are you? What is your age? Now to recap, we have learned in our lesson for today that interrogative adjectives are one group of adjectives that we have. And in French, they are known as les adjectifs interrogatifs. Répétez, les adjectifs interrogatifs. Très bien. Now we also learned that when asking someone to make a choice between two or more things, that is where we use these interrogative adjectives. And these interrogative adjectives are quel, 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 quel. So quel masculine singular, quel feminine singular, quel masculine plural, quel feminine plural. And they all mean which or what. We also learned that these interrogative adjectives have to always agree in number and in gender with the noun being talked about. Rejoignez-moi si vous avez bien apprécié cette leçon. Jusqu'à là, c'est moi, Patricia Abuchi, votre facilitatrice. Au revoir.